For those who are first time watchers and for those who are tuning in again, thank you so much. Before we get started, you're gonna hear my neighbors. They're having a party, so it's gonna be a little loud in the background. They have music, they're screaming. Also, my boyfriend might be coming in and out of the room, so you might see him. Before we get started, which I just said, I want to express how thankful I am for you guys. Like, honestly, you guys broke me out of my shell. It felt so good sharing my story. It just, like, I'm lost for words to even describe how I feel. Like, you guys made me feel good. I'm glad that I can inspire you guys. I'm glad that I can, you know, touch so many people that I did. It just really meant a lot, you know. And there's gonna be a lot of more content coming, and I hope you guys are still on my side and still keep subscribing and get me to 1K. I hope you guys share my story with your friends and with your family, stuff like that. Like, it really means a lot that all the messages that I got over the weekend. Like, I even cried for a lot of them because you guys sent me some really beautiful messages. I got over 1,000 messages this weekend, or this past weekend. It was really something. I'm just still lost for words. It meant a lot. So, anyways, this video is going to be a Q&A. I asked Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat since after watching my previous video, if you guys had any questions, and you guys sent me over 100. So I narrowed it down, which was really hard. I narrowed it down to 10 to 15. So I'm going to answer 10 to 15 amazing, interesting questions based off my health. And let's get to it. First question that I got was, it's not really health related, but you know, it's about my business, so you can ask questions about that too. And I got this question a lot. What inspired you to start your Facials by Tink business? Honestly, that's kind of a hard question, but I used to have really bad skin. I used to get pimples all the time. My acne was so bad. My pores were huge, and my skin used to be so dry that it used to flake off in my sleep, and it used to be like snow on my pillow. That's disgusting, but you know, that's how it was. And so I used to Google and like try all these products. Then one day I tried, I think it was either witch hazel or it was not chlorophyll. That's that shit that somebody uses to like put over somebody's nose to kidnap them. I don't know what it's called. It's like surfel. It starts with C. I put it on literally for 2 minutes, and it burned my skin off of my face. So after that, I was done using over-the-counter products. I went to a dermatologist. They could not help me. So I started like mixing things and putting it on my face, which were all natural and organic, like fruits, vegetables, oils, stuff like that. And I started discovering things that worked so good for my face. After that happened and I started making those discoveries, my friends started asking me to make them stuff for their faces, so I did just that, and it started working on their face as well, not just mine. And they had different skin than me, and after that, the rest is history. I started experimenting and creating all these products, and I'm roughly about 40 products, 50 products I have. And that's how I got Facials by Tink. It was a long, drooling process, but you know, in the beginning, like, I didn't get that much support because people didn't really take me serious. They thought it was like a quick little money thing, but you know, as time went on, they started realizing that like, this is what I want to do. This is something that I'm passionate and serious about, and my brand started getting out there, and I started getting a lot of like customers, and word of mouth started going around about my business, and now I'm getting 60-70 sales a week, which is very tiring, but I'm honored to fulfill those products and those orders, honestly. So if you haven't shopped with me, go shop with me. Facials by Tink on Instagram. You can see my products at www.beautywithtink.com. I take my orders through DM on Facial by Tink or my Instagram, Tink Bienaime. My ordering is down on my website, so, but I will respond back to you. I always respond back. Question number 2 is, did the doctor say there was a reason that what happened to you? They actually, in the beginning, they actually didn't. They misdiagnosed me so many times. First, they tried to tell me I had vocal cord paralysis, which means that your voice box is paralyzed. Like, you can't talk, you can't speak, you can't breathe, which makes no sense because I was talking as soon as I was able to. So they were wrong. Then I finally got to my doctor now, Dr. K, shout out to her. She started like discovering that my airway is just floppy, and it took a really long time to figure out what is actually causing it. They still don't know 100% for certain, but more than likely it was my fibromyalgia, since it was going untreated for so long that it just ate up all my cartilage in my body. And my airway is cartilage, everybody's airway is cartilage, so it collapsed. That's pretty much what they said caused it. So, my third question I got was, how do you cope with your loss? I've lost my mom too, and it gets harder to deal with every day. Honestly, my mom was really sick. I took care of her, my whole family took care of her, but mainly like towards the end I stopped going to school because I took care of her. I had to take her to and from chemo and everything else because she had cancer. This was the second time she had cancer. Honestly, I'm at peace with my mom's passing, even though that sounds bad to say, because she was suffering a lot, really bad, and I didn't want to see her suffer anymore. It was really hard on me, even talking about it right now. It's really hard to talk about, but you know, I miss her a lot. Anybody would miss their mom. I cope by just saying to myself, everything happens for a reason, and I cope basically, you know, I want to make her proud. So everything I do, I always think twice about what I do because I want to make her proud. It does get hard because as I get older and as time passes on, I want her to be there. I want her to be at my college graduation. I want her to be at my wedding. I want her to be at, you know, the birth of my kids, stuff like that. Like, when I'm sick and I woke up from the hospital, like, I wanted her to be there. So, you know, it is hard, but let's not get, you know, emotional because I'm about to cry. But it's hard, and I just talk to my boyfriend, you know, I tell him how, when I miss her, and I talk to him about what is making me miss her. I listen to her favorite songs. I basically look at pictures of her. I keep her spirit alive. So what you have to do is keep their spirit alive to, you know, deal with it. It's not going to be easy, but, you know, it gets easier and easier for me because if she was here, she would want me to be living the right way and doing the right things and doing everything to make her proud. Does the tube affect you when you eat? No, it doesn't. It might seem like it does, but it doesn't. My tube is actually in a whole different place than my food pipe. My airway is not my food pipe. It goes, the airway is where you breathe, and the food pipe is when you eat and the food goes down. So it looks like it's going in my throat, but it's not. You ever heard the saying, oh, when you drink water or juice or liquid too fast, and you start coughing, and somebody's like, oh, it went down the wrong hole or the wrong pipe. There's 2 different pipes, which my tube is in the food pipe, is not in the food pipe. My tube is in the airway, which is right next to the food pipe. So no, it doesn't affect my eating, thank God, because I love to eat. I would be devastated if it did, but it doesn't. Do you have to change the tube? I actually do, but I don't do it on my own. I don't do it myself. My doctor does it for me because I'm scared that I'm gonna die if I do it myself. And also, I mean, during coronavirus, I almost did it a couple times. I wasn't nervous or nothing, but when I get my tube changed, they use like this lubricant jelly, which I didn't have, to like just put it in with ease, and it doesn't hurt or nothing, but you have to hold your breath because, you know, that's how you have to breathe. Well, that's how I have to breathe. So if I go in to breathe in, my airway's gonna collapse, and it's gonna be hard for them to put it back in, and then I'm gonna be over here panicking and dying. So no, but let me tell you a story though. It was the first time I got my tube changed. The doctor in Trinitas put in the wrong tube. The tube is supposed to, when you first get the surgery, you get scar tissue a lot. So the doctor put a tube in. There's different types of tubes. The doctor put a tube in that had this huge oval in like the body of the tube. Like I showed you last video, in the body of the tube, there was a hole in it, which is perfect for people who've had their trach in for years on top of years and can cap their trach so they can talk, breathe through their nose and through their mouth, which I can't do. But that's perfect for those people who've had it for 5-6 years. I've had mine for 5-6 weeks, so I'm at the doctor's office, and because I couldn't breathe that well, but I was breathing on my own, but I couldn't breathe that well. And guess what she had to do? She took it out. There was scar tissue wrapped in and around my trach. She had to cut it off with scissors. Yes, like regular scissors. She grabbed it and cut it off, and I had no pain medicine. She didn't inject me with nothing. I sat there and screamed on the top of my lung, and I almost passed out. And honestly, the only reason why I didn't pass out is because I thought they were going to bring me to the hospital, and I did not want to go because I just came out of the hospital a few weeks prior to being like, and it was just not good. My grandmother's sitting there, and she's like, just staring. And I think at a point she even looked away. It was just too much, and I, like, never again will I ever let them put a tube in my neck with a hole in it, because I don't want to experience that ever again. And that was all the questions that I found interesting. If you guys have any more questions that I didn't answer, you guys can just DM me, you know, I'll answer them there. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this second video. There's going to be more videos to come. I think next week I'm going to try and do a who knows who better challenge with my boyfriend. So, you know, it's going to drift away a little bit from my health, and it's going to be something fun. So, I'm going to post I posted a poll, but I'm going to post another one throughout the week asking for questions on what we should ask each other. You guys can answer it like just how you guys did with these questions. You know, it's going to be fun. It's gonna be funny because his mouth is ridiculous and so is mine. So, you know. But I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time.